Hey gang, Gameface here, and I am back in Planet Coaster, and it has been a while. If I exclude all that you know, Theme Maker's Toolkit stuff, it's been a long time since I've been back in Planet Coaster. Hey King of Games, how you doing? So yeah, back here, and I think I was actually over here when last I built, and I was doing some stuff in here. I was building a graveyard. So yeah, this is what I was doing. I was building little tomb things. I'm doing okay. This one was what I was working on. This is a kind of a weird one. So yeah, may as well fix this. I think what's wrong here is, whoa. Huh? I don't even know why I would have done that. Okay, well, like I said, it's been a while. This is the spooky park. Why? Okay, so somehow it disconnected all these pieces from each other while I did that. Oh, they were never connected together. No. Let's fix minus. Ungroup scenery, group scenery. Yeah. Now let's fix it. Rid of that and that. I don't think that's going to cut it. I was. Now, now I'm sort of leaning towards the disappointed side, but you know, like I said, what can you do? Hey, Savage Anna. You know, like, I had big plans for today. Not really. Usually when new DLC comes out, of course, I buy it and go through it and, you know. But that's not happening. What? Yeah, this is a thing. Wow. I guess I shouldn't have moved it. So yeah, it would have been really nice to have that come out today. But, as we all know, it didn't happen. Now, what can I do here? I know what I can do. Walls. No, not walls. Okay, that's the way you want to be. I can move all that other stuff. That's something we can do. But I don't know if this is what I want. I think that's too big. I also think that that's the only choice. I don't know which one to go with. The one with the trim on it? Yeah, probably just this one. It just stops. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Planet Coaster, for finally catching up to where I was. So yeah, it's gonna be nice when it comes out. I'm hoping it's tomorrow. Oh. Is there more news? No. Coming to PC on December 18th. Well, they still have a few hours where I live. It's not gonna happen. Oh. Menus are just way too slow. I think I want this more in the middle. Okay, we'll leave it like that. Maybe even... No. And then what I'm going to do is put some trim around the outside. I'm almost lost in here. Oh, nice. It just like freezes up. Why is it freezing up when I go to turn things? Okay. But basically it was just stopping and not doing anything. And then as soon as I let go of the Z button, Z, whatever, it would do it. Why? What logic could possibly be applied that makes it want to push it like that. Like, seriously, there are things all lined up. Why isn't it lined up? Sorry. That's the problem I've had with Planet Coaster since it came out. And I'm so surprised that they haven't given us an option to move on the grid. Because it just defaults to the world axis. It should default to the building axis. No. Just to ruin it and make everything all difficult. Guess it wouldn't be a challenge otherwise. Just be way too easy. Anybody would be able to play. This you gotta be patient. Hey Nick! How you doing? I'm only going to take one of them because... Nope, even then it can't figure it out. I guess it can. I probably turned it to... world axis. Are ya? I have a mod kit in my shopping basket in Amazon right now. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it or not. Hey, Life with Leo. How you doing? I'm doing good. I wonder. No, I'm gonna leave it like that. But I'm going to do something with this. Or maybe not. Maybe once it's in there, it's fine. Yeah, it'll be. I don't like that one. I keep on looking at it and thinking, yeah, that's gotta go. This seems good though. You know how to change out the head cushions. But I don't know. I can't remember if my old ones did this. So for me, it's just pulling them off. But I don't know what the other ones were like. And of course, this is just, you know, that. I'd have to pull out my old ones. Which I kept. Stupidly enough. They don't work. But I kept them. Because, you know. How could you possibly throw away a set of Astros? The top one. Oh, sorry. You just pull. They just clip in on the side. And then clip back in. I shouldn't wiggle them like that. See, that's what happened to my first pair, eh? Like something in here, one of the screws in that holds this piece on popped out, and I had to, and it was the side with the wires in it. So I had to keep on popping it in, and after about 3 years, one day it was like, oh, they don't work anymore, and I had no headphones. So I'm like, okay, I'll order a new pair. And that's when I found out that Logitech now owns them. And I was like, okay, I am not taking this risk of like losing, basically having the possibility of losing my favorite headphones, because I don't know what Logitech's gonna do with them. So I went and I bought another pair. So I have 2 pairs right now, plus my old ones that I don't seem to recall this being a thing like 4.5 years ago when I first got my Astros. I just don't recall that being a thing. But boy, am I glad, I went to I think it might have been Future Shop back then is where I got my Astros from. And I am so glad that I bought those. I could have bought Turtle Beach, I could have bought Logitech, I could have bought anything. I am so glad that I didn't, and that I ended up just happening to buy Astros. I think I had heard of them before, from people who play like online gaming, and I thought, oh, what, this, the middle? Well, if you look, I don't know if you can see it. You can see that there's like a clip. And I just, popped it out on each side. And then popped it back. Yeah, so that's, I don't know if you could see that in the in the little thing in the corner. Okay, so yeah, the ear cushions are different. That makes sense. Yeah, so yeah, my old ones didn't do that then. Yeah, I just gave it a slight pull and that was it. That's way too big. Yeah. I'm finding Planet Coaster very unbelievably unresponsive right now. Very unbelievably. Yeah, they're... Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move them out a little bit. What is this? Why pause it? Well, I guess I really should pause it. We're 173 years into this build. A long time, I'd say. Oh, that's how your first pair broke. Yeah, I'm terrified of breaking them. But yeah, so yeah, when I found out Logitech, just out of fear that they'd change them, I immediately ordered a second pair. Yeah, I don't know why. But you know, I think I know what it is. Because they provide stability. And if they're just magnetic, they wouldn't be able to do that. You know what I mean? But you know, look at this. See that? And it's getting worse. I don't even know what that is. It's only on the one side. Nothing is happening to the other side. It's like there's a defect in the plastic, and it's like degrading super fast, and it's discoloring for some reason, and I can't even imagine why. Hey, Regulus Fen. It is going reasonably well. Yeah, sorry, I got a cold. But yes, other than that, everything's going just fine. How about yourself? Is it like foam? I don't know what you mean. Not sure what you mean. I don't know. Oh, the discoloration. Oh no. No, it's not on the foam pad. It's actually not, it's even between the pieces of plastic. It's not on the foam at all. On the removable piece. It's just part of the main plastic. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Oh yeah. So it's not a program. You can use OBS, you can use XSplit Broadcaster or whatever. It's a service called Restream. So if you go to restream.io, actually there's a link at the bottom of my description. Oh no, you're on Twitch. So yeah, it's just restream.io. And if you sign up for their service, you can add all your accounts. You stream to them, and they redistribute the stream to all the other places. And to make it even better, they have a chat client. It helps if you have multiple monitors, though. But they have a chat client that like basically aggregates all the chat into like this little app. I can't remember what it's called. Restream chat? Restream chat. So basically all my accounts, basically all the chat just comes into one app, and I can like use that. Well, you can see it up there. So it's pretty good. It's not the greatest, because you know there's much better ways to do that. But I like it. It's easy. And there's like, you know, there's some good people there. I had a support experience. Where at one point basically what happened was they basically just stopped streaming to Mixer. So I'm building a... Hey, nobleman. I'm in the middle of like a very highly detailed spooky park build, where, you know, it's not quite a spook. Well, let's go to a spooky spot. Spooky spots are fun. But this is called Something Scary so far. Pretty, okay. Well, yeah, I guess it is pretty. I do spend a lot of time on making a world look like a real world. I've already spent hundreds of hours working on this thing. It's kind of funny. So here we go. A little bit of tour of Something Scary. I don't know how well people can hear the audio from the game. I don't know how well people can hear me, but the audio from the game is probably pretty quiet. Oh, awesome. So you've already got your new kit for yours. Yeah, I don't know. Mine was $80. I didn't want to order it. So basically what I've got here is more of an experience park than like experience for people watching it. So you can sort of hear in the background there's a, you know, it's got an aura to it. Up on the top, I've got a certain pattern for signs I'm using here too. I've got, I haven't done medieval. I've only done pirate and well, ancient Egypt and this. So I got a little bit of a psycho house up there as my entrance. One of my entrances to the park, sorry. Nothing really special in here yet. I don't know if I'm going to do anything else other than put in some cobwebs and some trim. But the other way down the park path is a little spookier. There's some stuff going on here. Here. Yeah. I think maybe the old ones didn't... The plastic on the top was harder, and that's even why mine probably cracked. So... Sorry, there's a conversation about headphones going on the background. Yeah, it's about the same. $60 US, $80 Canadian. This is the spider pits. Or spider caves. And, yeah, that's what they are. We got some more spookiness going on. And then we got the Skeleton Pete's pumpkin patch. I think this needs some work now. I've definitely gone beyond this when it comes to building. I definitely need to go and fix the background and all this. And there's Skeleton Pete. We've got the pumpkin tree. This is like a thing. You can download this on the workshop. It's basically a pumpkin tree growing out of a graveyard. Got me a spooky house. Hey, Morris. How you doing? I don't know. This is actually a real building. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't have a hole in the front, but it's like the Buffalo State Asylum or something like that. Now it's something else, but that's what it used to be. So I built it into a creepy building. And then I have my masterpiece. The train station. The insane train station. With 16,000 pieces. Yeah, I'm disappointed too. So yeah, we got a train station. And a train. But that's something over there. There's another train station. There's actually 2 other train stations. And then we got like town. Again, the spookiness hasn't really been added, but all the stores are there. All that type of stuff. And I put a ride down here. Which is not open yet, and really isn't finished. There's some issues with Planet Coaster that sort of made this ride impossible to build after I built it. Like, one of the things is you don't see, like, that's just all black. It doesn't get lit. Things don't light up properly because in the day there's differences in the day and the night. It's not really dark down here. And stuff like that. So when you ride it at night, it's pretty good. But then it's not so great out here because you can't really see that it's all broken, and you can only see that it's like all over the place. But basically that's all like that because the whole thing is collapsed. And then I've sort of run out of ideas and just cart going through a cave. Yeah. So that's the coaster so far. One of them. But yeah, when you look out here, you know, it's 6:30 at night. You can see that this is all like, let's not do it at 6:30. Let's do it at 4:30. Oh no, it's still dark. Oh no, there we go. So you can see it's all broken down because this thing fell and was smashed everything, and same type of thing. So that's one of the coasters. Hey Lux. Yes, it was supposed to come out today, but they found a problem and they wouldn't release it. So yeah. Sad. Sad day, but happy day as well. We don't have to deal with the problem. And I'm guessing it was probably like more of a larger problem than a ride didn't work. So, here's a Western train station. I've been doing some work around here. This is like where I've been sort of doing things right now, is sort of like building the world. None of this stuff under the trees is done yet. Basically from almost here, you can see that it's sort of done. And we have this world. And, you know, and stuff. And this goes to the other train station. And the other train station is another, I don't know, one of my... Yeah, it's chairlift, yeah. It was another one of my, you know, large builds. Not that large, though. Though if I include the floors, which are separate right now, it works up to, like, much more than that. So yeah. That's, sort of where everything is right now. I noticed nobody's at the park right now, too. There's only, like, 950 people here. Oh well. Yeah, they're gonna fix it first. Let's hope, you know, let's hope it's not a big, huge deal. Discounted. Discounted? I don't understand. I think they should charge more because they had to put more work into it. Sorry, I'm a software developer, so yeah, I had a bad time, but everything all worked out in the end. Like, everything all worked out. I got the floor down. I was having some issues with this floor, but I ended up doing it manually. And just, you'll notice there's a, like, there's differences in heights, but okay, yeah, you can see it. You can see there's a slight difference in the heights on some, as it goes slightly up or back down in one part. So yeah, I had to do all that manually, and it turned out okay. But yeah, this was a very awkward build. I didn't have the yeah, I know, I can't I feel for you, man. I feel for you, Wolfie. Must be a horrible situation. But you know, if I go to my task manager right now and look at Planet Coaster, it is using 3.5 gigs of memory and 60% of my CPU. My CPU is pinned at 100%. Basically. Between my broadcasting software, Google Chrome for some reason sucking up like, wow. I don't know. It's crazy. But let's get back to it. Oh, I hope so, Morris. Yeah, everybody's, that's all there is NPCs. Basically your guests. Like in, yeah, and I guess because it's running, video decoding. Because I'm, of course, monitoring my stream, so it's decoding video as well. So that probably has something to do with... Hey, Spiky! Hi, Zombie! How you doing? Yeah, I don't understand that can't log onto Steam anymore. It just seems weird to me. Okay, so let's get back to this. I need more little crypty things like this. So you know what? There's more. No, I'm just kidding. Oh. Oh, come on. Hey, Summer Channel. Welcome to the stream. Okay, let's get this thing deleted. I'll delete this. Come on. Thank you. You know what? Let's just delete this whole thing. We'll just leave it like that. Okay. Finally. Good God, all day. Like, that's... They need to really, really, really work on this. That the amount of time it takes to load that menu is insane. Okay, so what do I need? I need Windows? Yeah, I think I need Windows. I don't want lit windows though. Hey, DJ Katie, how you doing? I haven't seen you in it's got to be a week or so, a couple weeks, maybe. Of course, I've been off sick, so what am I talking about? So you haven't seen me. How you doing? Hey, Kingdom Winter. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so... what can I use for the top of a crypt? I'll just stick a door there. Sorry. You gotta say that more angry. I'm guessing that's like a Brett Kavanaugh thing. I like to drink beer. I don't know. I hope so. Or well. Or maybe you like to drink beer. That's not gonna work. Let's actually try crypt. Hey, Marco. Yeah, a little bit of the Planet Coaster. Because, you know, I promised I'd do Planet Coaster. But I was expecting to be doing the new DLC. But instead, I'm slaving away, trying to fill a graveyard. Okay, I think you got it there. Yeah, you got a little bit of angry and accusatory going at the same time. Okay, these are like there we go. Yeah, I used to enjoy beer a lot. Myself, you know, probably not as much as Brett Kavanaugh enjoys beer. There was definitely an enjoyment for beer at one. I don't drink it all now. It's too inconvenient. And for some reason, I just can't drink and play games. Whoa, that's too big. more rides. Yeah. I was definitely looking forward to checking out what they had in store for us. Okay, I don't think this is exactly going the way I thought it would. But these were never easy to build. These were always awkward and... Definitely do not want it to be that color. That's not going to make a difference. Nobody's ever going to see that. Come on, a coaster. Like, seriously. Maybe they tried to fix that and everything broke. Where's the logic? Of course, there is no building piece in here, so I can't really say you should be moving it on the grid. Because that would make me, like, wrong. Because there is no grid. Well. Hey, unknown creator. Canadian rye whiskey. I hope you're... Right? Is that the whiskey you're talking about? Or is there a different whiskey that you can love drinking? Or Scotch whiskey. I guess that's not really whiskey, that's Scotch. I don't know. I don't know what it is really. He broke it. Yeah, 17. See, most of Canada, the drinking age is 18. But I don't know. When I was 17, I got busted drinking underage. Busted. I guess that wouldn't be the... Well, I guess, no. Where it happened... Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. It was also funny. No, that's not gonna cut it. It's not crypt enough for me. Oh yeah, so okay. So when me and my brother, a buddy of ours, and there was no, it's 18 in Canada. Yeah, it's 21 in most of the states. I think all the states. But and there's 3 girls there too. And we were... Oh no, there's 4 guys and 3 girls there. And basically, we were... one of the guys was taking care of somebody's house. He was 18. And we basically went and bought a case of... well, by a case of beer, I guess we don't really mean a case of beer. Everybody thought... Like... We bought a lot of beer. Way too much beer. For that many people. And we basically took it to the house. It was expected. You know, we weren't going to trash the place. We were going to have a bunch of beer and have some fun. But the neighbors called the cops. And the next thing you know, the cops are knocking on the door. So the guy who's taking care of the house goes to the door, and we all go hide. So they come in, they look around, they don't find anything. Yes, Gio. Yeah, yeah, it was. What can we do? So the guy, so the police officer, there was a woman and a guy, took the guy and a beer. And they looked around the house. They didn't find any of the girls or me or my brother. They just found the two guys that stayed out to answer the door. So we stayed hiding. And we weren't really hiding that well. They were just bad at looking. And we waited like 30 minutes. And then we went and we bolted out of the bolted and ran. And so as we were like where we lived was basically forest. Swamp and forest. Not swamp as in southern United States. Swamp as in tundra. Wet, muskeggy, swampy area. And trees and, you know, bush trails and stuff like that. So we ran out of the house. And again, it's a town of 1,300 people. Hey Aspen, how you doing? So we run out of the house, we jump over the back fence, and then we hear the woman police officer yelling, "Freeze!" But you know, I'm sorry. I've been here all my life. They already know who we are anyway. Whatever. We just kept going. The three girls got caught. They didn't run. They just walked out of the house. And me and my brother were out of there. So yeah, later we just had to basically walk down to the police station. But the bad thing was, these guys were driving through the streets of town after two kids who were drinking underage at like driving through the streets at like 90 kilometers an hour with their sirens going because of two kids drinking underage. That was insane. Absolutely insane. But yeah, they gave us nothing but problems. Like, they basically tormented the kids of that town for having a party, for partying. And you know, you live in a town of 1,300 people. What else are you gonna do? Yeah, that is a weird issue. I don't understand that whole can't log on thing on Steam. Yeah, I'm trying to build like a, you know, New Orleans style graveyard. No, my brother's younger than me. I'm the oldest one. We're only you know, a year and a bit difference in age, so you know, we hung out together. We had the same friends as we grew up, mostly. Well, as we got older, because of course, when you're a kid, when you're little, that's not the case usually. But by the time we're in high school, we had common friends, common interests. Damn, this is not working. Maybe if I do this... Oh no, I already did that. Yeah, here we go. Sure can find some to shove in there. It's the best DLC ever. I thought it was going to be free until the other day. Then I guess I should have known better. I just didn't read the article. I've just been able to start to breathe through my nose again. Gameface the storyteller. Yeah, okay, I got another story. Long after that, when, you know, people were of age to drink, there was two towns. They were basically an hour's drive from one to the other. And in one town there was no school, or there was no high school. There were like, there was kindergarten to grade 9, and I think basically everybody from grade 10, 11, 12 hopped on a bus and came in to the main town. Or the main town, but basically the other town's gone. It was only built to it was only there to construct, for construction purposes, to build something. And when they were done and the building was, or the stuff was all built, basically they tore the town down and the town is gone now. Like everything, a mall, a recreation center, a school, all gone. So when I was in high school, that's what was going on. There was a lot, all throughout high school. There were the same kids whose parents worked on this construction project, all coming in all the time. So one weekend, I wasn't there. I was actually at home, because it was me and my brother in one town and everybody else in the other town, which is kind of funny. But whatever. And there was a party there. And for some reason, and again, the cops, they should have been doing more important things, but they didn't. They just hassled people. And they showed up at this party. And they're like, they come to the door and they're like, who's here? Who's at this party? And they're like, none of your business. And one of our friends was like, you know, 6'3". He was just a huge guy. And basically he stood in front of the door and said, no, you're not coming in here. And he basically closed the door and shoved the door closed. So what did those cops do? This is what we had to deal with. They went down the street. These weren't the cops from there either. There were cops for that town. But these were the cops from where I grew up, going to that town to hassle people. And RCMP, by the way, you know, the Winnipeg Police, where I live now, has no time to do crap like that. But so they went and they sat down the street for 2 hours until one of the people was walking down the street. It was winter out. you know, he had to walk down 3 short blocks and up a half long block in order to get home. Oh no, there was no underage drinking. This was a couple of years later. And they basically picked up this guy, the guy that wouldn't let them in the house. They waited, and when his brother was going home, they picked him up. I think he was 19. I'm not really sure. He was my best friend in high school, but I know he was definitely a year older than, not a full year though. Like, I don't know. Maybe he was. But they picked him up. They drove him all the way from the one town to the other town and put him in the drunk tag. You know, under the guise that, oh, he was going to freeze to death going home. Because that, you know, I don't ever remember that happening in Gillam, but it may have. And, so, and then in the morning, at 6 o'clock in the next morning, which was 4 hours later, they let him go. And they say, okay, you can go home now. Let him out the door. Meanwhile, he's like an hour's drive away from where he lives. They basically drove him to another town and released him. And that's that's the stuff that used to happen there. And it used to happen a lot to a lot of different people, not just the group of people that I hung around with. So this is all I've built today. I better build more. It's kind of pathetic, now that I think about it. Okay, so the problem, of course, is I need like a dozen of these. So maybe if I like take this and instead of just changing the... Where'd it go? Hello? Hello? Where'd you go? Okay, never mind. I'll try it again. Instead of just taking the whole thing apart and putting a new one on top, maybe I should just take the front off and put a new front on. If it'll let me. I'm waiting. Wow. Oh, we used to party every weekend from the time I was 16 to, you know, like there was seriously nothing to do there. When I was growing up there, when we were little, there like the gymnasium at the rec center was open. You could go and you could, when there weren't organized sports going on, you could go on and skating. You could go down. You could curl, and that was all there for people to do. By the time I was in high school, all that was shut down. You couldn't go to the gymnasium at the rec center. That was only for organized sports now. And they used to have an arcade. There was air hockey tables, pool tables, all that at the front of the rec center. And it was basically built to, you know, keep kids occupied. Even teenagers, but they let that all go. What's the word I'm looking for here? Air hockey table? We ended up having that, owning that. It was awesome. We had an air hockey table in our basement, like a full-size air hockey table. But yeah, it was it kind of sucked growing up in a real small town like that in a way. But in another way, being able to run around town and do anything we wanted most of the time occupied us. No problem. Oh, we never went to bars. No, there was no bars to go to. You couldn't get into a bar. You were under it, like, when we were 17. But, you know, I I don't drink at all anymore. I don't even, like, oh, don't get any enjoyment out of it anymore, and I find I can't sit here and play games when I'm drinking. Maybe that's what a Nintendo Switch and Mario Kart is for. You know, not for kids. Drinking games. Hey, Chefzo. I'm doing okay. I'm a little disappointed. There's no Planet Coaster. No Planet Coaster DLC, but I'm also glad they didn't release a broken DLC. You know, way too slow. Yeah, you know what? That's not the right one. I don't want that one. I want a different one. I want a different one. I want the one without the spikes on it. Might as well have some diversity, right? But I changed menus. You're gonna have to hold on for 10 seconds there, buddy. We're loading little tiny pictures. Sorry. I'm just tired of that. It takes too long. Hello? Oh, I clicked a button. That... Okay. Let's go back here. There we go. No? Okay, we can do this instead. No, not on this one. We'll do it on a different one. Aha! I have an idea. Think you can get fool me? Actually, no. Maybe you can fool me. No. Because I don't know what the bottom of this looks like. Hey, it looks like stone. That's a good idea. Okay. There's a no on that as well. I guess it's just gonna have to be this thing. Like, seriously, game. Like, what are you doing? You take 6 minutes to open the menu. There we go. There we go. There we go. Or sort of, maybe not. Next one I'm going to keep nice and simple. Yeah, the game that was an awesome game, Red Dead. Red Dead 2, sorry. Red Dead I'm not really falling in love with. You know, it's it's a good game. Like, the story I can see is going to be good. It's going to be solid. But I'm finding the horse really bad, and I'm finding the camera really bad. Like, I mean really bad. But of course, I do know that back in that age of console games, I couldn't stand the camera. That just drove me insane how bad the cameras were in some of them. And things have improved so much that it's quite amazing. But, you know, when you go back, it's like, wow. How did I even... I guess I didn't. I just wouldn't play them. I just, like, no. I'm not playing any shooter console games. Oh, yeah, see, the one with the guy turned over just looks the same as this. But yeah, that would work. I'm gonna put the guy on this one. Or I thought I was, but I clicked menu, so... 3, 2, 1, and menu. Start menu display countdown. Start menu sarcasm. Comments. Go. Okay, so there we go. There's a fifth one. It isn't really. Just a whole bunch of pieces sitting on a thing. Okay. Now, this, like, piece of art. It's awful. But I gotta wait for a menu. Ah! It's alright. Like, seriously, that is how long it takes to change a menu in this game. It's absolutely ridiculous. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I was given that, those were like long seconds, I think. Yeah, or about right. I don't know. It shouldn't take 10 seconds to load a menu. And that's gotten worse and worse and worse as time goes by. And I'm actually kind of afraid to buy the DLC. Thinking, Hmm. Okay. See you later, Nick. Yeah, and I'm guessing every time a DLC came out, the footprint of what you needed to run the game was just bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, I've never actually looked, you know. Story page. Yeah, the minimum memory to run Planet Coaster is 8 gigabytes of RAM. Sorry, that was the video on Steam. Maybe I should put some Planet Coaster music on. So yeah. They're suggested is 12 gigs. Yeah. Okay. not being able to load Steam is the weirdest thing. Like, that says there's something else going on, because, like, right now, Steam's not even on that list of top things using, you know. Where's the Steam client? Steam client. Steam client. Yeah, so Steam client services right now is using, like, very, very little on my machine. Like, so unbelievably little. Probably less than 500 megs. Definitely less than 500 megs. When it comes to memory, basically, Planet Coaster's using the most. But when I go into memory, you know, it's nothing. I've got 12, like right now, running the stream and running Planet Coaster, I'm using 11.9 gigs. So, yeah. 16 gigs would be more than enough. But yeah, it's definitely, there's definitely a memory, something going on memory-wise when you're trying to load Planet Coaster. And I think it's just swapping in and out of your swap file, which is just slowing not only it down, but everything else while you're trying to load it. And that's what that is. But you know, we really have to figure out why Steam. Like, if you can't get into Steam, it's not going to matter. I don't like anything that's going on here right now. Don't like the edges on this. I don't like any of it. I don't like it. Maybe a door. Maybe that's all I need is a nice door on it. That'll fix everything up. Well, that's definitely got to be causing problems with Planet Coaster. If it's trying to use half the memory and your system's using more than the other half, gonna have problems. What? No colors? Okay, we need something. I don't like the brick, eh? That's the problem here. I don't like this material. I want this all covered. It's fine on the sides and on the back. But only to a point, because I don't really like how this overlays. Like these and this really don't work well together at all. Like I want to see the roof on top of that, not that on top of the roof. So I don't like. I'm pretty sure the answer there, of course, is to move this up, but that causes other problems, I think. And then I end up with a gap. I'd have to move everything up. So I need to figure out what to do with this. Still don't like that. But I don't have an answer as to how to fix it. Yeah, actually, that's how I got one of my, that's how I got into building PCs. Was from when I was working somewhere. Actually, it's kind of weird. It's not. It wasn't like a. It was a retail outlet, and they had a bunch of computers that they had upgraded, and they just tossed all the other stuff in the basement. And I had taken some of the pieces and built somebody a computer, like one of the, I don't know, and they were like, oh, you might as well just take all the other stuff. So I ended up building my buddy a computer. I already had, I bought a built computer. Like, I went to this place and I said, okay, I want this power supply, I want this motherboard, or well, they explained to me, okay, you can choose the motherboard, you know, you can choose this, and that's how I got my first PC. Before that, you know, before that, I think the thing I had used before that was an Amiga, and then I skipped computers for a while. And, you know, had like Nintendo console or Nintendo 64, and you know, all that stuff. And then I was like, you know, I want a computer, because I was like into writing like games and stuff like that when I was a kid on like Commodore computers and Amiga and stuff like that. So I thought, yeah, you know, I want a computer. So I went to this place, and they basically built computers to order. And I ordered exactly what I wanted, not knowing anything about computers at all. Or PCs. I knew about computers, but they're not even trying, are they? They're just not even trying anymore. Like, these spikes on this thing are different widths apart. Oh well. Oh, Windows 3.1. Yeah, see, I went from DOS to Windows 98. Yeah, basically I got my first computer had Windows 98 Service Pack 1. And that's when Windows 98 just got boom. That's when it got good. Oh yeah. What was it? It was my first PC was an AMD K6 333. After that, I think, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of that. And that, and I'm gonna try something else here. After that, I think I just went and bought parts and built my own PC. After that, I think I went from that. Well, I don't even know. I can't even remember. I've had so many PCs since that point. But yeah, I remember. Basically learning everything I do for a living on that original PC. Commodore. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember the Atari 2600. Well, that was the first one of the first consoles, but you know, I owned one of those. I played Space Invaders on an Atari 2600 when I was little. We also had a Commodore VIC-20, and one of the best oh, okay, how can I do this? Okay, that's how straight this thing needs to be. So it was a Commodore VIC-20, and we didn't get a 64, but the reason I was all into software development and stuff like that when I was younger was because we got an Amiga 500. Or an Amiga 5... Yeah, it was Amiga 500. What goes on here? Huh? Yeah, so we got an Amiga 500, and it had one of those much more advanced. They did basic programming better, but not as. Oh, come on. Let's do it again, because you know. And at that point, you know, my Amiga was better than any computer that the school had, or anything like that. Okay. I like that better. That's definitely better than what it was before. We need something on here. But me, stupid me, went and clicked a menu. So we'll have to wait at least 10 seconds. Oh, I want, no. Maybe it's a gargoyle. Oh, Oregon Trail. I never played Oregon Trail. Pirates Cove. Is that what it's called? It's called Pirates Cove. Gorf on the VIC-20. But I was more interested in making my own stuff at that point. It was more fun. There's no... Oh, there is. Kind of mocking for a graveyard, isn't it? And you can't change the color! That was not the right direction. World's Fair DLC. Yeah, I'm just gonna buy the other one myself, but it's one thing I wish I could almost wish I could stop. My mother still keeps on giving me money to buy myself a Christmas gift every year. Now, I bought her a Christmas gift this year. Well, every year I bought her Amazon Alexa. I keep her up to date in electronics. I made sure she has a tablet. You know, she understands, you know, her Netflix. You know, my mother's not of the computer literate generation. Actually, you know, when I was born, my parents were almost 40. And I have a younger brother. So, you know, my mother is not at all from the computer generation, or the, you know, but she's pretty good. She's got her Facebook, she's got her tablet, she's got her she can tell her Alexa, you know, change the channel on the TV and all this stuff. So, yeah. My Amazon device is responding to that. But yeah, it's awesome that I can help her, you know, keep up with things. Hey, Nightmare. And but she really likes the Alexa, the Echo. Plus, I got her 2 of those for Christmas one year. So now I'm going one step further, and we'll see how that goes. I'm not saying what it is here because you never know. She might one day be watching this. Might be sitting there watching it right now. Very unlikely. Yeah, I'm going there for Christmas. So yeah, no Christmas stream. Sometimes I'm really dissatisfied with their level of detail stuff. Oh well. So yeah, the plan was that I was going to go. Like it's kind of weird. My mother doesn't live in the city. She lives in a town like 2.5 hours away. So I think both me and my brother are going out. And but she's in town. Well, she's not in the city right now. She's at my brother's place. Because just 2 weeks ago, they called her and said, "Okay, we have a slot for your basically glaucoma surgery." So she's going, you know, basically a 10-minute operation on one eye, because they don't do both at once, on the 19th. And she's like, well, but what about Christmas? But what about this? So it was kind of funny, and you know, it's no big deal, and you're gonna be able to see better after it's all done, so you're probably better off just going and doing it. But of course, you're just worried that, you know, it's Christmas, it's, you know, I just thought it was funny. But no, go get your eyes fixed. So the plan was, of course, I can't believe I'm running this fast forward. I was gonna go drive her back on the weekend, but you know, I haven't even done my Christmas shopping yet. So it turns out my brother's going to drive her back, so I'm probably going to be able to not only do my Christmas shopping, which is a good thing. I'm going to be able to stream on Saturday. And maybe on Sunday as well. Well, for sure on Sunday. What am I thinking? I can't. I would be streaming on Sunday anyway. Oh, you'll get it fixed. We'll be able to figure this out. Or you'll be able to figure it out and get it all working again. You know, it's just too bad, like, I don't know. I guess, like, what I find really surprising is Steam. Like, that really bugs me, that Steam isn't working. You're not able to log into Steam. It just times out or whatever it does. Kind of weird, though, with this. It almost looks like that's the end. And this one's backwards. Oh, you have 4-day weekend. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what to do here. If I were to say, I don't know. Okay, I know what to do. I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna move them this way, and then a little bit this way. This is not working out right for me. Everything's at different heights. And this doesn't even seem to be all at the same height. This seems like this bottom piece is crooked. Oh well. I guess we're gonna have to adjust everything else to fit this. That's what we'll do. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, see, for us, it's different. What happens with us is I don't actually work where I work. I'm a contractor. So, but the company I work for, you know, this is the one that's under the contract. So they, you know, they're like a government. So it's government holidays. So like after Remembrance Day, or what, like November 11th is Remembrance Day here. It's like your Memorial Day or something like that. Not exactly, but whatever. It's on a Sunday, so the people who worked in the government got the Monday off, which meant forced holiday for me. And that happens all the time. So any holiday that they get that isn't a normal holiday, because they're the government, is a forced holiday for us. So if they get an extra 4 days a year, because the government, what happens is we lose 4 days of our vacation during the year. You know, I like the contract I'm at. I like the people I work with. You know, we get along great. We get things done. Like, it's amazing the amount of stuff that we got done over the years. Since I've been there. The amount of changes implemented over the years is just crazy. Okay, so I can change the color of this. So yeah, over the last I've been there for 5 years. We've almost replaced every system they've got. We even replaced, like, the mainframe. The ancient, you know, legacy IBM mainframe. That every time you asked the database for data, IBM went, hey, you know, we want 7 cents from you. Every time you asked the database for data. Why would we subscribe to something like that? I don't know. But, so we finally broke the ties between the old mainframe database and the mainframe application, and replaced everything with modern Windows WPF applications. But of course, then my contract's up. My contract's actually up at the end of the year, but they've extended me for a month to continue some training with them and train them on some stuff. But you know, it's good. It's a double-edged sword. In a way, it's been it's been good, but in a way, it's been bad. You know, when I started there, I was doing .NET application development. I'm a Microsoft .NET developer. That's what I do. But for the last 3 years, I've been doing Adobe Lifecycle. So I haven't even been practicing what my profession is for the last 3 years. So it's really, you know, gonna be awkward getting back into it, because I'm basically, I'm not 3 years behind, but I'm 3 years out of practice. It does change fast, but it doesn't change that fast. You know, instead of using Angular for web development and JavaScript, now we're using Backbone and, well, Angular's still around. What am I talking about? Backbone and Ember, they're all still around. But, you know, it's something once you're into it, right? So, you know, it's still going to take me a while. What am I doing? Rain. A while to get back into the flow of things. Okay, so I think I'm going to have to change the color of this stuff. Because I think this is more of the what we're going to expect in here is like worn paths. I should actually undo all this and do it a little better. That's a little better. Like, we're gonna know where we're gonna have to, you know, leave a little trim that looks green. I might as well start with the scenery here. What else am I gonna do? Well, I've been at my place of work for like 12 or 13 years. So yeah, like you know, I get 5 weeks of vacation a year. I know somebody who works for Boeing. There's a Boeing, I don't know what they build. They don't, I think they make parts for Boeing as well. But they are Boeing. They make parts for planes here in Winnipeg. Okay, what do I need here? I need trees and shrubbery. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how long. I can't believe I was at the place I was before so long. Working retail. Now, I guess I did start there just as a salesperson and work my way into management. But computers were always the thing that interested me more than anything. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about this. Remember the mushrooms? They're all cylindrical though. But you know, they're mushrooms. They're broken. Yeah, I'm not gonna use them. I do need to, you know, get back to all that. But I spent way too much time and way too short of a time on that, and you know, basically blew my brain out, and just didn't want to do it anymore. It got so, because every time I took a path, it didn't lead to what I wanted. So I got frustrated and ended up just like taking a break from it. But I'll go back to that after we get some stuff built in this world. 'Cause there's definitely things I need in order to finish this world. Like, I definitely need to go and build theater chairs. That has to be something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not so much like that anymore, you know what I mean? Like, I remember the whole chasing the upgrade. You know, constantly upgrading my machine. And I haven't upgraded my machine since my new video cards, which was 3 years ago when the Titan X's for the 9 series came out. So I have, of course, done changes to my machine. I have new no, I can't do that from here. Fans and stuff like that, but I really want to upgrade my PC at this point. I don't know how I got that in there. It's the same way I got all that in there. By way of stupid. Eh? There we go. Yeah, that's how I started off with all my computers were built from pieces that I either got or, you know, upgraded piece by piece. Put a new video card in an old machine. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that did happen at one point where you got to do a complete refresh. You know, and then throw out the old and start building that whole thing up. Like, you know, me, I even have backup parts for this PC right now. Like, I have the new water cooling unit that I can drop in if something goes wrong with the old one. But that's something that I would have never been able to do in the past. Like, there's no way I would have been able to afford that. Oh wow, it's like almost 10 o'clock. Yeah, my case came with, like, I've got an Air 540 case, which has split hot and cold sides, or hot and cold sides. So I've got, like, my CPU, every motherboard and all this on this side, and then on the other side I've got, like, the SSDs, the power supply, you know, things that don't really need cooling. I love the case. I love the case. It's the best case I've ever had. My next computer's going in there too. But the fans that come with it, they just don't last. They're just... Oh yeah, all my machines are SATA. But the fans that came with the thing just didn't last. So I ended up, you know, basically buying Noctua case fans to replace them, and they should last for years. So it's not like I need a refresh anytime soon. But right now, I can play any game at max. Except for, from what I've been told, Vampire. The new one. So, I don't know. I don't care. I have no reason to upgrade. But my CPU is, you know, over 4 years old. Is that a reason? Depends on who you ask. If I want to run, you know, some real good high-end VR, it's going to make a little bit of a difference, but I guess my video card's more important then. So I don't know. Okay, we need something here. Oh, see, my computer has, like, no lights at all. None at all. If I could disconnect the power lights, because on the whole front, I've got hot swappable SATA drives for my data stuff, and they have blue lights across it. And you know, they've got to stop with these blue lights. It's insane. I've got a Philips Hue hub. It lights up the entire room at night. I shut the lights out, and it's like, poof, don't worry, the hub will light your way. And it's awful. This and I have to go and cover all these things. Some of my HDMI splitters for all my recording and stuff like that. Yeah, blue lights. And again, they're so bright. But I think the worst one is the one on the Pro Gamer Capture, the AverMedia thing. It's like a lighthouse in my room at night. It is so bright. I just don't understand why they're doing this. They're like, it doesn't make any sense. My cell phone charger, you know, it's you just put your cell phone on top of it. It's one of those Samsung things. The brightest blue light you could imagine. I'm like, well, where does your cell phone charger go? Generally, like on your bedside table or somewhere near to that. Why are you putting a blue light on it? We don't care. And to top it off, I like, my room's like fully open here. There's no bed. My bed is in the wall. It's a Murphy bed. So I bought a Murphy bed. Now, the Murphy bed has built-in lighting across the top. You know, if you want to read at night, you can just reach over and touch a thing. These idiots who built a bed made the light. They put up a blue LED ring around the light. And I'm like, this is a bed. Did you guys not, like, test this in the dark? And realize that, oh, you know, maybe we shouldn't be lighting the room with a blue LED light. Sorry, I'm gonna go back to playing Planet Coaster. But I think it's just so ridiculous, some of the stuff that they stick these damn lights on. Like, if it's gonna go in a bedroom, or if there's any possibility it's gonna go in a bedroom, put a subtle blue light, a subtle green light in it. That way it doesn't light up a room. And you're not to light up a room. Your purpose in life is not to light up any room. It's to charge something, or so why blue? Like, so I don't know. You know, sometimes I think I'm wrong. But when it comes to that, but there's so many people that yeah. But the one on the bed was the worst one, as far as I was concerned. That was just dumb. And I actually went to the website. Like, I bought the bed. There was no indication that there was going to be a big blue flashlight on the side of it. Like, if that blue light went out when you turned the light out, that would have been fine. Or if it... But you can't have a dimmable LEDs, but... You know. Whatever. I just thought it was kind of ridiculous. And it was, really. Yeah, so the only thing, like, I can turn it off, but there's lights in my RAM. There's lights on the block for the water cooler, and there's lights on the SLI bridge between my two video cards. I can turn all those off, all from within Windows. So that I'm happy about that. And that way, if I, like, sometimes when I was back doing video, like daily edited, uploaded content for YouTube, I used to leave my computer on all night, lots of nights, rendering stuff. You know, I'd be finished editing at like midnight, and I'd leave it rendering all night, and then in the morning I moved over and uploaded. But yeah, I had to use my gaming rig, do all my rendering, because it was the one with video cards in it, and the video cards made it so that I could take a 20-minute video and actually render it in 20 minutes. Where, you know, if you're not using the video card, you're talking like 3 hours of rendering time. So I always use this computer for that. I have another computer out there that's basically identical with no video cards in it. A different case, different motherboard, but it's the same CPU, same amount of RAM, everything like that. It's basically my failover if this dies. So I used to move everything to there after I recorded it and like compress it all, so that I was working with much smaller video files, and then before you do the final render, you switch it over to the bigger, higher quality ones. But so there was always machines going. It was just insane. It was like non-stop back in those days. I don't think there would be any way I would have been able to keep that up. But I can't even get a menu to stay open here, so. Oh, wrong. Wait for it. Okay, click back on the other one. Wait for it. Oh, that was quick. That was the quickest menus ever loaded in Planet Coaster. Oh, yeah, see, my motherboard's not that small. I have like 2 video cards. I have a video capture card. Like I've got a what is it? Elgato HD Pro in there. I've got my sound card, because I don't use sound off the motherboard. I've got a Sonar, Asus Sonar audio on my machine, so it's my machine's a full-size motherboard, and it's full. I have a PC that's in an Antec case that's, you know, basically that big by that big. The power supply is just like a transformer, like a laptop. I used to have my router all running through there, but it crashed one day, and I went and bought a Netgear. Because, you know, I can't have that. It's unacceptable. I have a Netgear out there hooked up, and I have a AC2600 D-Link still in the box right there, just in case my Netgear goes down, and I can replace it just like that. I haven't set it up though. I really should set it up and have it ready to go. But yeah, it's taken years to accumulate all this stuff to the point where I have like a redundancy for certain things. Because I couldn't have, you know, like my internet went out for like an hour the other day. Just my internet going out. And I was like in a complete state of panic. I didn't know what to do with my life. I thought that was the end of everything. Not really, but you know what I mean? I'm that badly attached to my online activities that when my internet goes out for an hour, I start to panic. So yeah, you can have an extended ATX motherboard. Mine is a standard ATX motherboard. There's a mini ATX motherboard. There's a micro ATX motherboard, and then the tiniest one is a flex ATX motherboard. But of course, you know, these are like 28 centimeters by 20 centimeters. It's not in inches. But, you know, it's pretty big. So yeah, my motherboard is ATX. It sounds like, or mine might even be an EATX. No, just an ATX. You might have a mini ATX. Yeah, probably a mini. I remember at one point, I wouldn't buy an Intel PC. I wouldn't buy a PC with an Intel in it because I thought it was a ripoff. Like, why am I going to pay $200 more for an Intel CPU? I can just buy an AMD CPU. It's kind of funny how, like, the you know, and not that there's anything wrong with an AMD CPU, and for the money, they're awesome. Even now they're even better. And I guess back in the day there was a point where they were rivaling Intel. But when it comes to gaming and stuff like that, there's a huge advantage with an Intel. Like, they just can't compete for some reason. But yeah, I remember the PCs and CPUs used to be so much cheaper because I didn't really care. I like that. It's got like a laptop CD-ROM that just right up the center. That's kind of cool. I don't have a CD-ROM in any of my machines anymore. Yeah, that's an AMD A6 6310 quad core 2.4 gigahertz turbo, which of course, yeah. Soldered to motherboard. Yeah. Not upgradable. But yes, you can, okay, so this is what you need. This is all you need for your PC. This is the one with 4 gigs of RAM that you upgraded to 6. So basically, you need DDR3 1600. You need any DDR3 1600. Sorry, we're doing like computer support in here. We're trying to get people's Planet Coaster working again. Important stuff. No, not Amazon.com.ca. That's not going to help. Yeah, so yeah. You're looking at about 80 bucks. Unless you want to buy brand name stuff. And then you're talking 100 to 120. Yeah. Yeah, that I would say that what did this have installed on it for Windows when you got it? Like, was this a Windows 10 desktop? Oh yeah, now they got a picture. It's a Foxconn motherboard. Yeah, I'm actually surprised how expensive memory is for it. If I were to go to my place where I buy my computer stuff, everything's red, everything's on sale, everything. Lowest price guarantee, 15-day money back price per return, no restocking fees. What is this, like a... Okay, computer hardware, memory. Memory. I can't remember where it is. PC3 1600. Yeah. Basically the same thing. Well, no, not really. Oh, that's 8. You want 16. I was gonna say, oh, that's cheap. No, it's more expensive here. But of course, it's like Corsair Vengeance and what is it? Ripjaws X series G Skills. So it's all high-end brand name, like. So yeah, it's not gonna be cheap. Which kind of sucks. But of course, what am I talking about? The RAM for my machine. I have RAM put aside in a cart right now on Amazon, or on a, you know, not the cart, but a wish list. And it, Corsair Dominator Platinum Series, 32 gigabytes of RAM, DDR4 3200, 450. This is why I'm not buying a new machine. $415 for RAM. It's 120 bucks Canadian, 120 to 130 dollars Canadian here for the brand name stuff. So yeah, like for the RAM, for the new motherboard is 330 bucks. The RAM is 415. The CPU for an i7 8700K is $490. And then for a Samsung 970 Pro 1 terabyte M2 SSD, it's 550 bucks. It's like, I can't afford this. I'm never going to be able to upgrade my machine. I guess I don't have to go with the Samsung Pro. I can go with the Evo for 370 bucks. But that's like insane. Like, I'm gonna have to save for half a year just to upgrade my computer. Okay, well, this is what my computer's gonna have to go. In the ruins. In another 2 years. But yeah, I guess I'm not as sad shape as you are right now. Because I can actually run Planet Coaster. But yeah, those prices are insane. But, you know, I'd be talking an i7 8700K with a 1 terabyte M2 SSD drive with 32 gigs of Dominator Platinum RAM on an Asus ROG Strix Z380 motherboard. So there's nothing wrong with that system at all. That's an awesome set of hardware. But it's just so far out of reach right now. Like, So I better shut up and deal with what I got. But you know what? Now that we've babbled for so long here, it's like I gotta go get stuff ready for work tomorrow. So I'm gonna have to leave this here, and we're gonna have to pick up, well, soon, because I gotta save this. I'm really hoping the update, well, it's hard to say. You know, this bug might be something that they can fix, that they've already fixed, and they just have to do a little bit of testing. Or this could be a bug that delays that update for weeks. We don't know. So yeah, I'm really hoping it's soon. But as you guys know, whatever day it is, I'll be going through everything that night, that evening with everybody. We'll just go all take a look together and see what it's got, and then we'll continue building. I'm not going to be doing a lot of excuse me, Theme Maker Toolkit stuff until can I like move around? Thank you. Until I'm ready to work and build the new chairs for this place. I want to replace all the chairs in here, and I'm still working on that bed. But I think everything that I built is going to have to be thrown away because it's just way too detailed for the game. It's got way too many surfaces, and we'll see what happens. But I'm going to leave this. I am going to be back tomorrow, and we'll play something else. Unless there's an update for Planet Coaster, then we'll play Planet Coaster. So until then, I'm GameFace. This was Planet Coaster. If you liked it, click the button, and don't forget to subscribe. I'd like to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.